All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're going to eavesdrop on a company at the exact moment they have to defend their entire game plan. We're breaking down a really high-stakes Q&A session where PayPal's top execs basically had to reveal their playbook for the future of money. Let's get right into it.
So picture this. The earnings call is over, all the prepared speeches are done, and now it is time for the real test. You've got analysts from places like JP Morgan, Mizuho, Bernstein, the big guns, and they start firing away with questions. The one question on everyone's mind really is this. In a world with so much competition and change happening so fast, what is PayPal's plan to not just survive, but actually win the future of commerce?
And the answer that came out of that whole grilling was surprisingly clear. The CEO, Alex Chris, he framed their entire strategy around what he called 3 massive generational shifts that are completely reshaping how we all buy and sell things. And look, these aren't just little trends. He's talking about fundamental changes in our behavior. And PayPal? They're betting the farm on being right in the middle of all 3. Okay, so the first major shift, honestly, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's happening right now. It's the rise of AI-powered shopping, or what the industry is starting to call agentic commerce. In fact, an analyst from JP Morgan kicked things off by asking about this exact topic. So what on earth is agentic commerce? Well, think of it like this. You tell your AI assistant, hey, find me the absolute best deal on noise-canceling headphones and just buy them. That AI then goes out, does all the research, compares prices, and makes the purchase for you using your payment info. It's like having your own personal AI shopper that conveniently already has your PayPal wallet. The CEO basically explained that PayPal wants to be that trusted payment layer that powers every single one of these transactions. So PayPal's whole strategy here is to become the indispensable middleman. The CEO laid out this simple 3-sided value prop. For merchants, it's a huge win. You integrate with PayPal just once, and boom, you can sell across every single AI platform out there. For us, the consumers, it's easy. We get to use the same trusted, protected PayPal wallet we've known for years. And for the AI platforms themselves, well, they get instant access to PayPal's massive global network of merchants. It's a really clever way to make themselves essential to this entire new ecosystem. And listen, this isn't just talk. The CEO made it super clear they are already deep in this game. They're announcing partnerships with the biggest names leading the whole AI charge. By embedding themselves with players like OpenAI and Google, PayPal's making sure that as agentic commerce grows, their payment rails are the ones being used. They're basically building the roads before the city is even finished. Okay, let's move on to that second generational shift, and you'll see how this all connects. An analyst from Mizuho pivoted the conversation to a trend that's already here and, you've probably noticed, is absolutely exploding. Buy now, pay later, or BNPL. And the CEO, he did not mince words on this one. He basically said that the move towards BNPL, especially among younger people, is a fundamental change in how people want to pay. It's a direct challenge to the old-school credit card model, and PayPal sees this huge opportunity to lead the charge. Now, this part is crucial. This is the strategic pivot they're making. In his answer, the CEO explained that, in the past, BNPL was just an option you saw after you'd already decided to buy something, right when you hit the PayPal button. He says that's too late. The new strategy is to move upstream, to put that pay in 4 option right there on the product page. This changes everything. It turns BNPL from just a payment method into a shopping tool that actually helps you decide to make the purchase in the first place. And the scale of his whole thing is just staggering. During the call, they confirmed they're on track to process nearly $40 billion in buy now, pay later volume in 2025. This is not a side project for them. This is a core pillar of their future growth, and they are investing big to win it. Which brings us to the third and final piece of this puzzle. And it came from a question from an analyst at KBW. What's the deal with Venmo? PayPal's social payment app, famous for sending money to friends. Well, it's now being seen as this massive, untapped engine for social commerce. In the Q&A, the CEO pointed to some incredibly strong momentum here. The whole strategy is to get Venmo to be more than just sending money to your friends. And it's working. They're getting users to adopt things like the Venmo debit card and that Pay with Venmo button at checkout. The growth in users for these features is just explosive. But this is the stat that really got the analyst's attention, and it gives you so much context for the CEO's optimism. Even with all that rapid growth, only about 5 to 10% of Venmo's giant user base is even using these monetized features right now. I mean, this just brilliantly illustrates what he meant when he said they're just scratching the surface. The potential here is absolutely enormous. And here's the financial engine behind all that potential. The data shows this really powerful multiplier effect. A basic user, someone who only sends money to friends, generates a certain amount of revenue. We'll call that 1x. But get that same user to adopt the debit card and use Pay with Venmo, and suddenly their value to the company quadruples, 4 times higher. Add direct deposit on top of that, and it's a 6x multiplier. This is the clear, profitable roadmap they're following.
So there you have it, a 3-part plan to basically dominate the future of commerce. But of course, winning these huge generational shifts, well, it doesn't come for free. And Wall Street knows that. So the conversation naturally turned to the cost of all this ambition. I mean, let's just recap. These 3 massive bets, becoming the go-to payment layer for AI, dominating buy now, pay later by moving upstream, and transforming Venmo into a social commerce powerhouse, together they form a really comprehensive and ambitious plan for the future. But both the CEO and the CFO were very direct about the trade-off here. They are going to invest and invest aggressively to win these markets. And they flat out acknowledge that this heavy spending is probably going to create what they called near-term headwinds for profits. In other words, they're willing to sacrifice some short-term gains for what they believe is going to be long-term lasting dominance. It's a bold and, you could say, risky declaration to make. So, by listening in on Wall Street's toughest questions, we get to see PayPal's playbook in really sharp relief. They're not just tweaking a button on a website, they are trying to build the entire payment infrastructure for the next generation of commerce. And the question that leaves us with is a bit more personal. As AI, BNPL, and social payments become the new normal, is your own wallet ready for the change?